The next stage of me showing you your vehicle, Morse, is going to be the interior of the vehicle. To begin, I'm going to start off by showing you, of course, quite simply the windows, as I'd finished off with the mirrors. So that folds in and out the mirrors. When you want to change the mirrors, it's the button just above it. So press the left button, move it down, up, left, right, as you can see, as an example. And of course, if you press the right button, the light switches across, and it'll do the opposite mirror. Here's the automatic headlights. All GM vehicles, I'm sure you're aware, for quite a while now, have automatic headlights, except a very few, a couple years ago. Fog lights are right here. You press those. There it is on the dash right there. And while I have it there, there's the odometer. You can see 488 as of now. Shouldn't be a kilometer or two more than that. And of course, it's a nice warm 30 degrees. And yeah, the humidity is absolutely terrible today too. Moving back over here, we have the four-wheel drive system. So right now, you can tell it's in automatic. You see here it says auto there. When you want to move it, nice and easy, pop it across. It'll flash a couple times and move across. There's 4 high, and then of course 4 low is right there. To reiterate, we did speak about this on the phone. I know you're aware. Do not leave it on four-wheel drive on a nice beautiful day like today. It'll grind the gear ratios, the axle. Moving over on the left side right here, we have the cruise control. There's the power, of course, to turn it off, resume, turn it on, and set, and of course decrease. And that immediately stops it. Of course, as usual, you can touch the brake. Moving to the right side, this is where the Bluetooth and all the audio controls are. Over underneath, you have a plus minus that does that, of course, increase, decrease the sound. Here it changes the stations. This changes your source. This skips. This will attach to your Bluetooth once you've set it up. And then, of course, if you want to mute the music, you can just tap that as well. Nice and easy. I don't know if it was on your last time, but right here, right there, that lever pops up and down the steering column, makes it nice and easy. And the turn signal's right here, just like last time. Left, right. Now, a really good feature that it has, which I like, is you tap it lightly and you get 3 turns. So when you're on the highway driving home, if you watch, just do a nice little push, it pops back up and you get 3 flashes. So it's good for a highway trip. And then, of course, there's the shifter right there. When I pop it into reverse, we're going to start looking at your brand new backup camera, okay? And then, of course, it's saying caution, check surroundings for safety. And if you can see, there's a little orange light there. If I do a bit of a dry turn, you can see it immediately kind of changes. That is giving you a path that if you keep that trajectory, that's where your truck will go. You can see it's kind of changing again. Alright, so we won't do too much of that, but of course put it back into park. It pops back into your navigation system, and there it is right there. Quite simply, to move through the navigation system will take a bit of fiddling with, but as you can see, that's where we are right now. Basically, things were just behind the dealership, which of course we're on the dealership. And of course, as you press stuff, you're going to be able to see. So here's the list of traffic events that they use to get anything done on the vehicle recently. And then as you go back, it's very self-explanatory and easy to get through. Hit destination, and you can do an address entry. And I wonder if I were to be able to type in, if we were to change the province and do Ontario, and see if do you know what we should do is see if we did Newfoundland and see if we can get you home. Anyhow, I'm sure you'll be able to fiddle with that. Moving a little bit further down, we have the automatic climate control, off, on, and even if it's off and you just press temp up once, everything will kick back in. There's the little person showing where the flow of the air is going. It's going to your feet right now, and of course anytime that there's a light on, that means that it's working. So depending on where you want it to go, you can just move it around accordingly. And that's this button over here. So you press it up and now it's going to be on your face. And that's and of course that's feet in front defrost. And I've got it nice and cool in here, so I'm going to turn up the fan a bit so we get some circulation. As we look, this is the pedal movement, so if I move it like this, hopefully we'll catch some movement here. But if I move that, your pedals will actually move. I don't know if you can tell they're moving, maybe you can hear them. Yeah, there you go, see that? Your pedals are actually moving closer to you or further away from you. So you can really set this vehicle up according to how you want to have it set for each individual driver. This button is your backup sensor, your parking sensor. So if you put that off, then you're not going to have, it'll actually say over here, park assist off. And of course it'll change back to whatever you're doing. But yeah, you usually don't want to have that off, just have it on. It'll beep in repetitions of speed in accordance to how close you are to the wall, okay? And this is your traction control. You turn that off, and if you're in too high, your back end, other than your G80, your back end is more likely to kick around a little bit. So if you want to have some fun, you're more than welcome to it. That's what you want to do. You want to turn that off. To the left or right, of course, is your auxiliary input jacks, or sorry, not your auxiliary, your power sources. You just plug those in there. Speaking of auxiliary inputs, that's in here right with your owner's manual. Right there is an auxiliary a USB port. So if you have any music or anything like that you want to plug into, you plug it into there, and then you go to here and you press source. It'll go right to your USB, or you can get it switched over to your USB, and then you don't have to fiddle with changing the music on your audio system. You can just change it through there. Coming up to here, we have the rear view mirror. Self-explanatory, it's electrochromatic rear view, which means it defragments the light. More importantly, what it does is it has OnStar. So this will be great to have set up before you leave, because you're going to get free time with OnStar, and it'll allow you to be a little safer on your road trip. And so I'm having a hard time getting the lighting here because it's so bright. This is such a dark spot. But here's the telephone. For if you have any minutes that you want to buy, press this button OnStar before you take this on the road, and they'll set everything up for you. And this is the 911 response. The main review for OnStar is going to allow you directions and connections. So it's going to give you, say you're driving through New Brunswick and you haven't set up a hotel for the night. You can call OnStar and ask for the local hotel, and it'll be able to find out exactly where you are and find a local hotel for you. If you ever decide that you want, if there's an emergency you see and it wasn't involving you, you can press this and it'll immediately bring you to 911. Coming a little bit higher, we have the sunroof. Pull back a little bit, and you can see we've got a nice little sunshade here. So it's not a solid thing, so as you can see the cabin is a little bit light, but it just pops up, slides back, and it's a one press, gives you a vent, and the second one slides it right open. Hold, press and hold, and she'll shut right back down. Now if you notice right here, this is a windshield, so when you are doing 100 kilometers on the highway, the wind's going to cut up and over, it'll decrease the amount of air noise cutting across the sunroof, okay? And then if you want to shut it, you just grab, pull back. Now remember, this just pushes up and towards because it's got a nice little hook on there that'll just lock in right here, okay? Alright, Morris, so with very little with a lot of ease, I was able to quickly punch in St. John's, Newfoundland, and then hit go in the bottom corner, rather where it said start, and this is what popped up. So it's showing me in Toronto, and of course the end St. John, or Newfoundland basically, and it gives you three options: fastest, shortest, easiest, and then you pick which one. It gives you each color code. So if I do purple, it'll tell me the shortest. If I do the easiest, it'll tell me the easiest, and then I just hit start. It's telling me that it's going to take me 40 hours and about 3,000 kilometers. Now, I guarantee you I could beat that time, but it's your truck and it's your road trip, so enjoy it. When you go to menu, it brings you back to here. So I'll hit radio, and then I can do, and then this is where you can switch stuff through. So you can hit number of favorite pages. Right now you have 4 pages, so it's a 4 of about 30, 4 of about 6. So you're sitting with about 28 favorite stations. With XM satellite radio, you may want a few more, but of course you can do that yourself. When you go to destination, you can cancel the guidance, voice prompts, or detours. So if you want to go to detour, you can change the amount of detours that you want. Just hit navigation.
Please proceed to the highlighted route. Then the route guidance will start.
There you go. So it's going to tell you exactly how it wants it done. And then of course hit that, and you can change it to move closer or further away. And all I did was I hit that button right there. So that'll move it back and forth. Go back to menu, go back to display, and you can turn on and off the camera. And of course I move here and go to the time, and that's about right. It's about 2:10 on July the 12th. And then of course the power button, and then here's the sources right here on the right side. So hit source, and it'll tell you right now. So it's using XM satellite radio, and it's on NHL home ice, and it's talking about the 2010 hockey game. Across the bottom are your list of favorites, and as you can see it says favorite number 4. So if you want to move across to the next one, there you go. You just keep on moving through the process. If you want FM, or of course your USB, that's all the stuff that right there, okay? Alright Morris, here's the hood, underneath the hood. Nice and clean. And it's the 5.3 V8. I'll bring it back down here actually and show you a nice little front shot. You've got the chrome grille. You've got the fog lights. You've got the standard recovery hooks. We didn't chrome those. You didn't want too much chrome on her. And there's the other fog light right there. That's a beautiful front clip. Beautiful front clip. Again, there's the rubber. There's the mud flaps we were talking about. Some standard ones on the front. No running boards. And of course we've got the Chevy logo mud flaps on the rear. And of course there's the trailer hitch.